Hello everyone, it's Jillian from BD Cosmos. We're back. We're doing a brand new month of comic book subscriptions. And the first thing I want to say is Happy New Year to everybody. So, New Year 2022, we're in it. We're looking at March 2022 books. And look, as promised, I got that new camera. So, we're going to test out the new camera. It's a Logitech Streamlab. And we're going to look at, as usual, 5 independent books in this first video. So we're looking at comic books from Scout, Image, and I believe that's it. I may be mistaken. And then the second video we'll look at 5 Soups book, so DC and Marvel. So let's get into it right now. Actually, the very first book is a Valiant book. It is very extremely rare, and I'll recommend Valiant books. So they have a lot of things like Bloodshot and Exo Man of War and Harbinger and Shadow Man, and we have some people who sub to them. This is a brand new thing from out of in their universe. It's called Armor Clads, and so it feels much like um, um, not troopers, Starship Troopers. So they're at war and you get these mech suits, and it's something that I haven't read in a comic book in a very long time. And they're genetically engineers, just like the Space Marines are, and in Warhammer. So it's a mix of all these little genres into a new dark world sort of thing that Valiant is doing. J.J. O'Connor is the creator. Valiant is really high on it because they have incentive covers all the way up to 250 copies incentives, and I don't believe there's going to be very many of those on the market. Myself, I'm going to be subscribing to this title, and it seems interesting enough for us to pick it up. So again, we're using if we switch over to Manage Comics 2.0. So this is our BD Cosmos page instead of the old one. So you can just subscribe to the series, or you could just pre-order one copy of the book and just pre-order to it and see if you just like number 1. Book number 2, this is from Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen. Their last series was Ascender and Descender, and now they're doing something totally different. It's outside of science fiction. It's about young children who are vampires, and they're just living together, and how it is being children who are vampires, and their mental health, mental situation concerning that. So, Little Monsters from Jeff Lemire. Obviously, Jeff Lemire. So many great series that has been written by him. Just recently, he's finishing up his fantastic run on Robin and Batman, and he did Maze Book and Primordial that people have really enjoyed as well. So I highly expect, just like Ascender Descender were top-selling trade paperbacks, Little Monsters will do very, very well. This is also from Scout. This is Beyond the Beyond. It's another science fiction series. So I think there's going to be like 3 science fiction series in this month. It's in the future. This lady is on this planet, and everyone just is part of the mining corporation. And her parents went out into space to explore, and she never saw her parents ever again. And so instead of being forced to go into this mining corporation and just get a job and part of it, she also wants to go out into space and see what happened to her parents. So it is Beyond the Beyond, because as we're already in beyond outer space, we're going beyond that and see what kind of interactions and the life she'll live in this story. Then we have also from Scout Comics, Cities of Magic, which takes our current world. It takes place in Old York, so you'll have the city of New York, but in a far-flung future. But the technology has actually gone back in time, and so there's an element of magic as well, as you can tell with the series of the title of the series. And so we've got these 2 mixed mash of future and past and fantasy. Well, these 3 mashes together into this interesting new concept. So I'm very interested by it, and I believe it's even a book that I'll be subbing to this month. And then the final independent book that we're looking at this month is Quintara Stone. This is from Keenspot. We don't recommend Keenspot a lot, honestly, but this one is pretty interesting. It gives me a lot of Magdalena vibes that I've really enjoyed from Top Cow back in the day. And so it's this lady, Quintara, who drinks from the fountain, not fountain, the Holy Grail, and she becomes immortal. And she becomes a defender of the faith. So you'll have these Magdalena elements that are into it, and so you've got this badass lady who now defends against monsters and demons, and she just is a superpowered being thanks to the Holy Grail. So because this is an element using really elements that are not how do I say that are not restricted by copyrights. There's something can be made out of this series really easily as a TV show in the future, and just like Magdalena could have been when Witchblade and the Darkness were. So I honestly believe Quintara Stone can be really interesting as a series to sub to. So that was it. That was really fast. 5 independent books that we're looking at January of 2022 solicitations that are coming out in March of 2022. Now, there are more books. There are actually a lot of independent books that were really interesting this month. We have Demons from Scott Snyder's Greg Capullo, which was a comicsology series. It's going to print with Dark Horse. Stargirl from Behemoth. I also had to cut... there were a couple of other series that are really interesting. Ghost Cage from Image as well. There was actually a lot of interesting books. So if your top 5 is not my top 5, please let me know down below in the comments. And as well, share this video with your friends if you think there are some series that they will enjoy as well. Otherwise, we'll see each other very soon for another top 5 series to subscribe to in January 2022. Thanks so much. Keep reading.